I want to remain on the issue of education for a little bit. So, in another one of your writings, you explain the educational perspective boils down to, quote, fear is the disease and education is the cure. So, in this view, the modern mindset somehow enlightens the less educated and therefore does away with the simpleton superstitious fears, right? So, but haven't we, the quote, educated, actually came up with more modalities of fear than the so-called primitive or less educated people?
Yeah, that's an argument of Desh-Suba. You may know the philosopher of fearism. His book came out in 2014 from Hong Kong. He's a Nepalese writer, philosopher, poet. And that was one of his main arguments. And a few other people have said that, but I think not a lot of people are saying that because we have a belief that more knowledge, more information is less fear. And I'm not saying that isn't partially true in terms of handling superstitions in a certain way. But what I've found is that, and I think Desh-Suba argues this, is that the more complex your brain, the more knowledge and inputs it has, the more aware it is of more kinds of fears, more kinds of ways fear itself operates in this matrix of systems. And so the more educated you get, the more you understand, the enemy in a sense. It's everywhere. So not just stuck in particular superstitions, based on a particular, ghost or a particular magical or transcendent figure that is the source that needs to be calmed, right? Because it could be so terrorizing in certain kinds of understandings. So yes, being educated, the problem arguably for me as an educator is at the same time we're getting more information and knowledge, what if we're getting more information and knowledge that is still fear-based? It's fear-based in invisible or hidden curriculum. This is what educators, philosophers do. Yeah, you're teaching us that, but what's the hidden curriculum underneath what you're teaching? That's where I look, and that's that motivational template I mentioned earlier. And so my argument is the culture of fear has not diminished one bit by us getting smarter and more educated.